In this video, we talk about how to save for a down payment, how much you should you save more or less than 20% down, what are some down payment assistance programs. That's starting right now.
Welcome to Home Buyers School, brought to you by Brookfield Residential.
Hi everyone, I'm Carl and welcome to another Home Buyers School video, a channel where you get the latest strategy, tactics, and tips from home buying experts. And remember, if this is your first time on this channel and you want to get the latest strategies from the experts, hit the subscription button below, hit the little notification bell so you don't miss anything. So today I'm joined by Mushtaba Sayed, mortgage specialist with the Bank of Montreal. And the question we're going to answer today is, how do you save up for a down payment? So Mo, do you have any tips on how to save for a down payment on a home?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of clients they're eager to buy, and the only thing that's really holding them back sometimes is just a down payment. So the tips that I usually like to give my clients for a down payment is start saving early, definitely. If you have your tax rebate that comes in, a lot of clients get some pretty big tax rebates from the government. If you have a good year in your taxes, save that right away, put into your savings account. Maybe you'll work out your budget to see how much money you can put away on a monthly basis, right? And just put it towards your down payment. If you're paying off debts a lot sooner than you think, more than over the minimum payment, sometimes you might not need to do that. You can actually just pay the minimum payment that's required, save up money for your down payment to get into the house sooner. And once you're in your home, then you can start paying your debt off as much as you want at that time. I've advised clients on selling some assets that they might have. They might have a few more vehicles than they need. So I've actually advised to sell some vehicles. A lot of my clients have done that, got their down payment through that. Stocks, if they have some stocks, they have some bonds. RRSPs is a really great one to start using as towards down payment if you're a first-time home buyer. And the other one that a lot of people don't really consider is just checking if your family can gift you the down payment, which is a good majority of first-time home buyers, because people realize that it is tough for a first-time home buyer to be able to pay rent and save and have the obligations that you might have. So your family might be willing to help you out. That's perfectly okay. The bank will look at that as down payment if they gift it to you.
And remember, if you want to know more about RRSPs and buying your first home, watch the video above and in the description below. So Mo, how about when you're talking about all these tips, how about debt? Is it advisable to pay off your debt sooner before putting a down payment?
Yeah, that's a good question, Carl. So a lot of it just depends on your scenario, right? So if your debts are manageable and your qualifications are there, so for example, let's say you qualify for the home that you want and your debts are being managed based on the minimum payments that you're making, it's advisable to actually save for your down payment to get into the home sooner. Because ideally what you're doing is you're really missing out on any equity growth or debt pay down on your mortgage the longer you take to save up for that down payment. The market could increase, you could miss out on that growth there. And the biggest thing that a lot of people realize is that they're renting. So there's an extra added cost for delaying being a homeowner, because the rent that you're paying could be equity being built into your home. So have that conversation with your lender. If you qualify for your mortgage with the debts that you have, definitely start saving for down payment right away. The key is to get into a home, the sooner the better, so you can start paying it down sooner, start building equity in your home sooner, and actually appreciate any appreciation that your home can actually do in the meantime.
And if you want to know more about the advantages of owning versus renting, watch the video above and in the description below as well. So if I really need to get money fast for a down payment, do you have any recommendations?
Definitely, yeah. So if you have an asset that's just sitting around like a vehicle, you might have something else that you don't really need, you could definitely sell that. Once again, kind of look at your own scenario to see if that works. Another really good one is if you have some RSPs put away, you are allowed now, based on new incentive program, to take $35,000 out as a first-time home buyer. You can ask family for a gift if they can help you out in the meantime. And then if you have any other things that you can consider that have some kind of tangible value that you can use pretty much any of that as down payment.
So I know you mentioned RRSPs, but what other avenues in terms of borrowing money for a down payment would you recommend?
So the way it works for borrowing money when it comes to down payment, the stipulation is the original 5% of your purchase price has to be from your own sources. That means savings, RSPs, tax-free savings accounts, stocks, cash, or a gift, which is also considered to be part of your own sources. Anything above that technically can be borrowed depending on your situation with your lender. So have the conversation with them. So if you're looking at putting 10, 15, upwards of 20% down, the original 5% has to be from your own sources. You cannot borrow the original 5%. You can't take the money from a line of credit. You can't take that money from a credit card or from any other borrowed sources. It has to be from your own sources. Now there are ways around this. Like I know a lot of builders like Brookfield, they have like a down payment program that you can talk to. So those are the things that there are all some added measures as well, where you can buy the home today. I love that program because you get into the house today based on today's prices, and then you actually work on installments to get your down payment. So by the time your home is ready, your down payment has been paid for, so you don't have to miss out on that. So it's a great program. So definitely reach out to your Brookfield sales representative or the sales manager or the area manager and ask them about that if that's something that they haven't brought up. But we are willing to work with you guys as much as possible to help with the down payment. I know it can be an added stress, but once we sit down, we figure out all the options. There's a lot of stuff we can do to help you guys.
And so how much should you actually save in terms of for the down payment?
So the minimum required is 5% of the purchase price. So you need to save at least 5% or get it from any other sources, like a gift, selling an asset or anything like that. But the minimum 5% has to be from your sources.
And is it actually better to maybe save up for 20%?
Yeah, there's a big debate on something like that. And to me, the way I look at it, yes or no. Right? So if you're really close to your 20% and you only need, let's say, an extra 1 or 2% to get to the 20, then definitely do that because it's an added benefit. You save, when you put 20% down, you're saving yourself the default insurance cost, right? Which gets tacked onto your mortgage, and there's an interest implication on that extra charge on your mortgage, so you have to pay that back over the life of the loan. It is a one-time charge. So if you do it now and let's say a couple of months or years later you have 20%, you don't get that charge back. It is a one-time charge. So there is some implications to that. But if you're at 5%, to me, I've advised clients not to save for 20% because it could take them years. In those years, there's actually cost them a lot more money in rent that they have to pay, any equity they would have paid down on their mortgage. The market could have picked up in 2 years. They could have some appreciation. And if you look at the numbers at the end of the day, they might have lost more than they would have gained by saving 20%. So it really just depends on everyone's scenario. Everyone's scenario is different. For 5 to 20, I would not recommend it. But if you're really close to 20% and you just want to wait a couple of months to get you there, then 100%. You should definitely try to do that.
So the last question I have for you is, I know you mentioned, certain builders have certain down payment assistance programs, but are there any kind of outside down payment assistance programs that you know of or would recommend?
Yeah. So a lot of lenders have their own assistance programs where they can give you like a deposit loan to get you into a home sooner. The only stipulation is that it has to be paid off prior to possession, and that's a stipulation that kind of confirms it's from your own sources. So if you get a loan but your possession date is, let's say, next month, that is not considered to be actual down payment. That is considered borrowed down payment. But for a borrowed deposit loan program, you need to have that loan paid off. So if your build is a year, longer than a year, that's also another great program. Take the loan from the bank, get approved today, get the contract signed with the builder today, and pay off that loan over the 12 month or however the time period is. So it's considered to be part of your own sources.
Great. Do you have anything else to add?
I would recommend, like if you're buying if you're looking at buying your first home, start saving early, right? Get into the habit, build that habit for savings. It's something that is going to help you for the rest of your life later on, is to always have some sort of savings and get into the habit of saving. So this is a great way to start, right? You have a goal in mind, you have, you see that home at the end of the tunnel, so just save towards that. You can always reach out to your lender, to your specialist, ask us any questions to see how we can actually improve your savings. Maybe sit down with the financial planner, work on a budget for yourself, and maybe improve your own saving habits. That would be a really great one. Start an RRSP right away. Great incentive, great vehicle for first-time home buyers down payment program. Great things to do. And, and just reach out to us with any questions you might have.
Perfect. So the question of the day I have for you is, do you have any additional tips in terms of saving for a down payment that you've used? Let us know in the comment section below. So thank you very much for watching. And remember, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, hit the like button, remember to comment, and remember to subscribe. Thank you, and we'll catch you next time.
That's another edition of Homebuyer School. Tune in next time for more expert tips and tricks. And visit homebuyersschool.ca to bring you one step closer to finding your dream home. As with everything, it would be great if you like and share our videos. Also, please let us know if you have any home buying questions you want us to answer.